I've lived in 8 different states and 13 different cities since I was born, but I came from Pennsylvania. We really wanted to experience the West Coast. I like everything about Seattle. It is a beautiful city. My husband and I just love hiking, and there are tons of places to explore around Seattle. So right now I'm at the end of my doctorate program, so all I'm working on is my research or my thesis. It can be really daunting because there's just information everywhere. But what's great is I have this amazing surface and it just pulls everything into one place. Holding the pen and using it on the surface, I've been quite surprised because it feels very much like a real pen. You can actually turn the pen into anything. You can turn it into a paintbrush. I use the pen so that I can brainstorm maybe new ideas. The Surface really is an all-in-one device. You know, it can be a tablet. I pull out the keyboard, I sit there with it in tablet mode, and I can read like I'm reading a book. Or I can put it in the docking station, and suddenly it's indistinguishable from a desktop computer. The Surface has made it a lot easier being a remote student because I've been able to collaborate closely with all of my colleagues, especially using OneNote. We've been able to share our digital notebooks together, and it's great because I can organize everything from the syllabus. I can pull in the PowerPoint presentations that my professor might be presenting on that day. I've been able to set up these digital whiteboards, and I've been able to use the Surface Pen and actually draw out a difficult concept like maybe the neural circuitry in the brain. And these students that are at a distance are able to see what I'm drawing in real time. And it's just a fantastic way to be able to communicate with people, just as I would if I were in a classroom teaching and drawing on a whiteboard. I double majored in photography and nursing as an undergrad, and I absolutely love taking digital photographs. So the Surface is an excellent companion for me as a photographer because, well, first of all, it's lightweight and portable, so I can bring it with me anywhere, but it's also extremely powerful. It has great hardware in it, so it can support the Adobe Creative Suite, and I can actually use Photoshop and Illustrator simultaneously and edit on the spot. I love my Surface because it's made my life a lot easier. It really is a tablet, a laptop, a desktop, it's everything.
The Williston Northampton School is a school of 490 to 500, 7 through 12, and we're 70% boarding student and 30% day. We'd been like many schools where we had laptop computers, kids would bring their Macs. That reached a tipping point, and when the Surface Pro first came along, we took the leap of faith.
The Surface Pro changed the way they learn, changed the way that they get feedback, changed the way that they can work together. You can type, you can draw, and the writing is real, the drawing is real. Most of our students don't have any paper at all.
The Surface Pro 1 was a wonderful device. We had those devices for 3 years. When the time came for us to start looking around for another device, we said, okay, let's start from scratch and look out there and see what's the device that's going to fit our needs. The one that was the clear winner for us was the Surface Pro 4.
I love the slightly larger screen, the battery life, and the changes in the kickstand that allow me to use it in any format.
They take it with them to classes, they take it with them to lunch, they take it with them to the dorms if they live here on campus.
The image of the math teacher in front of a classroom at the board has been completely flipped. This technology is probably the biggest leap forward for math teachers since the programmable calculator.
You'll see there's a couple of really neat things about this. OneNote, I call it like my magical classroom tool. For me to have the ability to flip my keyboard back and then use my Surface like a tablet, now instead of writing on the whiteboard, I can write in OneNote, so not only do the kids have a copy of what we're doing, but additionally I can choose to sit next to a kid if they need help. I can stand up, I can walk from various points of the room, and that, I think, as a teacher is just really empowering.
Now we're able to generate ideas and content during class time, and students feel more a part of that learning process.
They don't hesitate to shoot me a quick email at night, and I can look in their OneNote folder, see exactly where they are, and then either email them back some thoughts or mark right on their homework a couple of pieces of advice as to how to proceed.
That has really changed the way our students learn, and that supports them in their ability to study and prepare for tests.
On an administrative front, we have OneNote notebooks working with my teachers. Every committee that I'm on, we're able to work not just within that hour that we meet each week, but we continue to talk to each other. So it's opened up the world for us as well.
Our students are all using OneDrive, often without even knowing it, which is fabulous because it means they can never lose anything.
Being able to just swap out one machine for another, and then the students get access to all of their documents that are stored in the cloud is a really nice fail-safe.
By having the device in the hands of the student and in the hands of the teacher, we created an environment where students can collaborate, create, get feedback from the teachers without having to worry about whether or not the technology is going to work.
It's changed the classroom for them. And we know that having this tool in their toolbox allows us to be better teachers and them to be better learners.
People want to come together and create. And the tools that we have for that today, particularly in the conference room, are not great. The task for us was to figure out, how do we transform the way that people work together?
The roots of Surface Hub go back to pushing the collaborative model.
We knew that we had a huge opportunity to revolutionize the way that people work together.
Surface Hub is not a personal computer. It's a team computer.
Large enterprises start their journey from a conference room perspective, to look face-to-face, to share stories and ideas in a casual but very interactive.
Be as accessible and approachable as a whiteboard. Surface Hub incorporates pieces from so many disparate parts of Microsoft. Surface, Xbox, Windows, Office, and the Azure cloud.
For organization to really collaborate in an early stage. That's really the essence of where it started.
Nothing like this had ever been done before. We needed to not only invent the product, we needed to invent the ways to manufacture it. We needed to reinvent the way we optically bond the touch sensor to the display. So when that pen touches the glass, it feels like you're touching the image. From the placement of the cameras and the quality of the microphone array, to the ambient screens, to the pens, all of those serve to make the technology disappear and make you more productive.
One brand that we all love did a couple of trials and just put in an order for thousands of units. That means they saw a shift in how those people work.
What's been very interesting is how fast the bigger customers have gotten to scale. Starting with 1 or 2, 6 weeks later going for 10, and now orders of 500, 600, 1,000 devices.
We are incredibly excited at how well received Surface Hub has been in the market. It is a really exciting time to be part of Surface Hub.